Welcome, family and friends. Brett says sick. Thinks everyone's a dog. Telling a dog.
Kind of.
Can I start over? Welcome, family and friends. We'd first like to start by congratulating everyone who made it here today. Not only have you survived COVID, you've also survived not one, but 2 rounds of cuts by the bride and groom. Not sure how Giacomo stuck through both those, but okay. So a lot of you probably don't know this, but Meg and I are both Portuguese. So when I told my mom I was co-officiating tonight's ceremony, she was super excited for Brett because he gets to marry a beautiful Portuguese girl. She was also excited for Meg too, but that's only because she thought Brett was Scott. I corrected her, she was less excited. We're joined here tonight to share an important moment, the most important moment, in Meg and Brett's life. While this has certainly been a challenging year for everyone, Maegan and Brett have taken it all in stride. In speaking with them several times leading up to today, what I love the most, I love that what was most important to them was not the venue, not the flowers, not worrying about the officiants. Obviously they don't need to, Jenny and I are gonna crush this. But rather they were focused on being here to share their love with one another and celebrate with those who are most important to them, us. I'm sure they're all excited that you guys are here too though. I know Meg and Brett want everyone to relax and enjoy tonight, so Jenny and I are going to do our best to keep things light and fun. Brett and Meg both have great senses of humor, so while we certainly do plan to have a little fun at your expense, we'll keep things wedding appropriate and fight the urge to roast Brett. I said roast Brett, not roast beef. Calm down, Michelle. Dinner's next.
I didn't have a lot of girlfriends in college. I guess you could say I was a little bit different than most of the ladies of Lehigh University. I was blessed to have some really amazing guys in my life, though. An entire fraternity, to be exact. Partially due to fate, and largely due to the fact that 2 of the pledges were on my freshman hall, I was lovingly inducted to the Brotherhood of Delta Phi, which is still one of my greatest accomplishments to date. From freshman year onward, I would march myself up that hill and into the fraternity house, and I would kind of make my way through everyone's rooms, see who I was going to drive crazy that day. I also need to note that on any given day, anywhere between 1 and 50 college guys would proudly be walking around in a gray t-shirt with red silk screening on it. Janol's window cleaning. I still have my shirt. As you can imagine, being the token female in this group of maniacs, I have some pretty wild stories. There are so many things that I want to tell you, but since I still want them to like me when this is all over, I think I will just move on. Anyway, after college, like all responsible graduates do, everyone made their way to Manhattan so that they could begin their very diverse careers. I'm just kidding, every single one of them is in finance. I don't need to tell you that though, because they all rock the uniform, perfectly manicured hair, pants that rest just above the ankle, and a pastel-colored, perfectly pressed, tucked in, button-down shirt. So everyone spreads out around the city, and one of our guys ends up on Lexington Avenue with 2 roommates, one of which is Mike, standing next to me today. As they say, the rest is history. My favorite thing about these group of guys, aside from the obvious fact that they love me, is how much they truly love each other, although you would never know that if you were ever to watch them have a conversation with each other. They say as you get older, it's harder and harder for guys and girls to stay friends. I am so proud to say that 18 years later, you are still truly some of my favorite people in this entire world. Hey, boys.
Hey, Jenny.
Brett and I really connected in 2017 when I was invited on a guys' golf weekend, which, to be completely honest, was a real achievement just to be nominated. While we had been friends for years, obviously, I feel like that's when our relationship became a little bit more personal. I like to think that I helped you to take yourself a little bit less seriously, while Brett taught me the ins and outs of online dating, such as making sure to showcase your best features. do you think my arms look good today? Anyway, the following New Year's Day, I was sitting on my living room couch when I got an extremely dramatic and true Brett form text saying he was done with online dating, deleting all of his apps. But like any good fiend, he had to get his last fix on Bumble. Her name was Maegan Brett. Over the last 18 years, I have been extremely cautious about letting myself get emotionally involved in the girls of the guys. But Maegan has felt like my friend, my therapist, and my doctor since the day that I met her. Maegan, you are funny, you are killer smart, you enjoy tequila, which is an obvious plus for me, but more than anything else, I find you to be effortlessly beautiful. And not just in the pretty way. You radiate a kindness and a warmth in every single thing that you do. It's truly a special thing, and I know that everybody that is here today knows exactly what I'm talking about. We are all so lucky to have you and to know you, but no one is luckier or more deserving than my friend.
I don't go as far back with Brett as Jenny does, but I did plan that Ireland trip, so I guess I'll take credit for their friendship. Okay, let's talk about the groom. What's always stood out to me about him is his charisma, his good looks, his great hair. Oh wait, wrong page. Sorry, that's for Abram's wedding. I met Brett, like most people here, well, we all lived in New York together. I can't count how many nights we went out together, trips we went on, workouts we shared. And through all that, we've obviously become good friends. But since Meg came into his life, I've seen him evolve into someone happier, calmer, more confident. This is obviously a testament to Meg and who she is, how her sweet demeanor and warmth can bring out the best in those lucky enough to be around her. My wife and I have had the privilege of getting to know and spend time with Maegan Brett, and to be around them and witness firsthand as they've grown as a couple. Watching as they've become so resilient leading up to today, and watch as they've become so obsessed with us, they bought a house in Connecticut 6 minutes away. We're not quite done making fun of you guys yet, but on a serious note, I will say, I'm genuinely happy for you both. I'm honored to be standing up here with you today, and I look forward to everything that lies ahead for my new neighbors.
As I'm sure you all already know, Brett is pretty easy to make fun of. But when it comes to Maegan, we actually had to work for material. So we spoke with some of the girls that were closest to her, and we got some very interesting information. For starters, I had no idea that in college, Maegan was super into Jewish boys. I find that particularly amusing because in my 36 years of being Jewish, I can't say I've ever been super into Jewish boys. So, mazel tov on outgrowing that. I also found out that you do this cute little thing where you like to watch yourself talk in the mirror, presumably with like a little hair flip in the bottom. Now, I've never noticed this, so I'm asking you really, next time this setting provides, let me know when you're gonna do it because I'm intrigued. And finally, every single person that we spoke to made a comment about you being a little bit weird. Whether it was your extensive repertoire of accents and impersonations, or your very impressive catalog of Celine Dion ballads, everyone had something to say about you being a little bit wacky, and I loved it. But also, every single person that we spoke to said that you are the absolute best there is, that you deserve nothing less than absolute true love, and that it was incredibly obvious to everyone that that is what you and Brett share together.
Brett. LVP. All state, huh?
Here we go.
Not tonight, pal. I didn't grow up with Brett, but in the time I have known him, things haven't always gone his way. In 1 week alone, he lost his job and totaled his car. He lost 50 pounds to win a $50,000 company challenge, only to have the company close the week before the payout. $50,000, yeah. And as if all that wasn't bad enough, he had to share an apartment with Misholik. If anyone needed to catch a break, it was this guy. Swipe right on Bumble and enter Meg. For anyone who doesn't know what Bumble is, it's a dating app where the girl has to make the first move. I'm partial to this detail, as Bumble is also how I met my wife. The only difference is my wife's opening line was a cleverly crafted hi, while Meg chose to use the less subtle opener of nice ass. True story.
True story.
Meg turned it all around for Brett. Now he's got a hot fiance, wife momentarily. He's the lead controller at the biggest hedge fund to launch in 2020. And he's eating at restaurants besides Panera Bread. So all in all, I'd say he caught his break. All jokes aside, Jenny and I were struck leading up to tonight just how calm Meg and Brett both were. There was never any talk of fear or anxiety, which for Brett is unusual. That lack of fear coming into today speaks volumes about the love you share and your commitment to one another. To know beyond a doubt that the person standing across from you is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with is truly a remarkable thing. And your calmness about the details of today is not only an indication of your compatible personalities, but the positive impact your presence has had on one another, and something I hope is foreshadowing of your married life to come. Meg shared with us how she can get easily worked up, but Brett provides a calming presence. Yes, this Brett. I was surprised too. She told us how he has a way of diffusing the situation by making her laugh right away. She says it's hard to be mad at him, that even though he says he's not romantic, in his own way, she finds him romantic and thoughtful. She recalled on their first date recognizing this guy's actually listening, not just waiting for his turn to talk, and how it gives her a warm feeling, knowing the person she's with makes her feel that way. Brett recounted us how being with Meg has been so easy, how seamlessly the relationship has moved along. He talked about her selflessness in always putting others first, even when it's at her own detriment. But most importantly, she knows what's important in life and doesn't sweat the small things. Our wish to you, our friends, is that you never lose your senses of humor. When you inevitably experience turmoil, you remember the calm that maintained you through this year. When anxiety enters the conversation, you swipe left and diffuse the situation with humor. And most importantly, that you live a life together that is filled with love, laughter, and great asses.
A reading from the book of Ecclesiastes. 2 are better than 1. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up the other. But woe to one who is alone and falls and does not have another to help. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though one might prevail against another, 2 will withstand one. A threefold cord is not quickly broken.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus said, from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the 2 shall become one flesh. So they are no longer 2, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, no human being must separate.
All right, guys, let's do this. Woo. All right, Brett. Do you, Brett, take Maegan to be your lawfully wedded wife? Lawfully wedded wife.
I do.
To have and to hold, in sickness and in health, through thick and thin, all the days of your life. Do you, Maegan, take Brett to be your lawfully wedded husband? To have and to hold, in sickness and in health, through thick and thin, although promising not to hold you to it if he gets thick again. And to tell him that that he is your favorite, even when he's not being your favorite. May we have the rings? Brett. Brett, please place this ring on Megan's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and my commitment to you.
and my commitment to you.
Done. That's it.
Nailed it.
Megan, please place this ring on Brett's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and my commitment to you.
and my commitment to you.
Give it a push.
Push.
It's swollen.
Oh,
Guess we're on that thick part. By the power vested in us, by the state of New York, the town of New Canaan, Connecticut, and the lovely couple themselves, I pronounce you husband and wife. Introducing for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Brett Canal.